now. I'm a career criminal.
Explain that.
Okay, so that means I'm a range 3. That means the lowest felony is going to get me 15. A gun?
Even if you have
Yes, no matter
a
what.
stupid,
It doesn't matter.
so no matter what,
No more.
3 strikes,
Yeah.
you're done for at
15
least
years.
15
Yeah.
years.
A gun is mandatory minimum 15 to life, whatever they choose to give me
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
feds. So I don't even look at guns no more.
What about just like a dumb felony? Like, I don't know what's
Okay,
this?
in Virginia, they got a felony that if you go over 86,
Yeah.
it's a felony now.
So that could end up
That
giving you
right there could
15
give me
years.
10 years.
That's crazy, man.
Yep.
Do you live your
Wow.
life in fear?
No,
No.
because no, I'm telling you, man, I know what I can and what I can't do, and I'm not going to do it.
Hey, Lou, I've got a story I want to share on the podcast. How do I do that?
Well, you can email us at getagrippodcast614@gmail.com or fill out the form fill in our link tree.
What about if I just want to show our boys some love and support the podcast?
You can follow us at official Get a Grip Podcast on TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook to follow our short clips, or YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts for our long forms. We're also on iHeartRadio. We're everywhere.
What about a behind-the-scenes look at Get a Grip podcast?
Snapchat's the place for that.
I heard all the kids are doing it.
Smash that like button and subscribe.
Boop. And we are back.
We are.
Hey, Lou.
How are you?
We're back.
We're back.
Yes, we are. I'm excited to be here. We are sitting here with Stanley Tobit.
Yep.
That's weird. You met my wife at the BMV.
Yeah, I did.
That's how we got connected. She said, "Hey,
Bizarre.
somebody might call you." And I was like,
Bizarre.
and the kids must have met you too, because they're like, "Hey, did that guy call?" I was like,
Yep.
"No, not yet." And then here we are. Thank you so much for coming on, bro.
No problem.
Really didn't know much. Just got ambushed by a weird family, and, and then now you're sitting here.
Yep.
God works in weird ways, brother.
He does, man. He does.
So, yeah, she didn't tell me much, which is great because I like to, learn as I'm talking to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
But she said you got quite an interesting story, man. So let's go all the way back to childhood. What's childhood like for you?
Okay, childhood. I grew up in East Nashville. They got bumper stickers and shirts to this day. Like, it's funny. It says 37206 will steal your heart and your lawnmower. Like, Nashville is completely changed now. It's gentrified. But when I was growing up, it was parts that was rough. Although I did live in a historical part of East Nashville. And my mother, she met her father only one time. And that time that she met him, it was enough where he left her in the will. She was ended up, I think she got 90 grand, maybe a few payments. I don't know exactly. We bought some land and my dad invested all into the home. So when that home, eventually my parents, they divorced and that home was sold. Both of my parents left, spent a lot of money on lawyers, believe it or not. The money they spent on lawyers, the greed, everything that happened along with that divorce, kind of destroyed our family. Kind of like just broken our family in half. Grandparents just passed away. That's who held everybody together. The holidays, everyone went to their home and everyone conjugated. It was really family oriented. So I say after my grandparents died, my family divorced, my mother and father divorced. All the people in the family kind of started going their separate ways. And I was the black sheep of the family. I was the one to always get in trouble. And although I went to a school called NSA, Nashville School of Arts, I played alto saxophone, believe it or not. But the friends that I hung out with, long story short, they ended up to this day, either some of them are dead. My brother Malcolm, he's on my arm. He passed away. Someone tried to shoot him over his lights. The school I went to was an art school, so one of the arts was lighting. It was technical theater, and he had a bunch of lights and props and different things, and he wanted to bring that into the rap industry because rock and roll and country lights are like amazing. You know what I mean? It's like the best lighting. So he wanted to bring that to rap, and it was called Young and Talented. So a guy had lost his mother, went crazy, and ended up shooting my friend, and he became a paraplegic. Had heart problems, complications from the gunshot wounds, and passed away. And that's one of my friends that I grew up with. And, that whole lifestyle, once I kind of transferred into it, my other friend, his name is Evan Knox, he's actually incarcerated. He ended up shooting someone and got 35 years. And these are the people that I started associating with, that kind of the curve of my life. And
What's the appeal to these people?
so the people that I chose to hang out with, they didn't. Now Malcolm, he was a good guy, but the other guy, he lived a gang banging life. So that was the life that I ended up choosing to go. I ended up going that route because my own father, he was there physically, but he wasn't there like with me.
Right.
I played football for 4 years, and out of that 1 year, one time he came. Out of the 4 years.
What's his reasoning for not coming? He's not a drug addict or anything,
No,
right?
he's an alcoholic.
Okay.
And he would much rather something about my father, and I've caught myself doing the same, is actually tending to his friends more than his family
Okay.
and putting them before family. And but I've still made a vow never to do that. Now I don't hang out with anyone. I'm very family oriented. Only if my fiance knew how much I'm at home with her and how much my dad was at home, but he wasn't with us. He was with his friends, and he was, amusing them and just be there for them. And my mom ended up being my best friend. I was a mama's boy, so she came to all my games. She got team mom for like coaching. She was there so much that she supplied water for everybody, and she got plaques and awards for being so present. So she was like my mom and my dad. But there was only so much that a woman can do with a young man,
Mm-hmm.
and I looked for that love from the wrong men that were older in the game, and that's who I looked for to show me love. And those people, they was selling drugs, gang banging, carried guns, and they're the ones that showed me love. So I went that route, and that route is what cost me to be put still for many years of my life. And I regret every bit of it, but at the same time, um, when I look back how far I've came and for me to be through it, I pray to God that I'm able to help some other people that's been through it as well, because it's possible. I just got my license the first time in 8 years, and I've slowly been working at it. And it's been like I've took 10 steps forward and then took 20 back. I was clean for 4 years, and out of 2 weeks out of that year, I relapsed. I went to rehab, but I told myself I'm going to rehab. I got better, and I always used the gym as like that's my medicine. But a traumatic event happened. I didn't know how to process those emotions, and it caused me to go back to what I knew would numb my pain. And I see myself going back down a road that I was familiar with, and I said I'm going to rehab. My family was like, "No, you can do it without it," and I was like, nah, I know I need it. I'm going to rehab. I went, and also I made a vow to myself, I'm going to take my mental health serious. That's something I've never took serious. I've always put it on the back burner, and I'll self medicate, or something like that. But now they have me on certain medications for depression and anxiety, and it's really helping me, and I'm giving it an opportunity, something I never would do before. And I believe that staying active in like having some good people in your life, just being in groups like this and fellowshipping and being around like-minded people, that's what's going to put you in the right direction as well. Like, you can't lose. I was in the gym the other day, and I met a gentleman. He's got to be in his 60s, and he came up to me and was talking to me, and I immediately told him, I've been down um, a bad road before, but where I'm at now, I can honestly say that it's paid off. And he came back to me and was like, for you to be so transparent with me, and you don't know me, but you're telling me where you was and then where you're at now and where you're going to go. He was like, that's inspirational. And like, he was like, I really appreciate that. And I got his number, and he's from Marco Island. His name is John, and good guy. But for him to come to me like that, it's confirmation that I'm on the right path
Mm-hmm.
and I'm doing the right thing. Me being right here, right now on this podcast, by no mistake, your wife met me. And when I came to the fork in the road, I could have said, no, I'm not going on the podcast. Or I could say, yeah, I'm going on the podcast, and potentially help someone that's been through exactly what I've been through.
So let's talk about this journey, right? Let's start at the beginning. How do you dabble in drugs? How do they enter your life?
So one of my best friends, his name is Brandon Fryer. He got affiliated, and so was I. I was affiliated with a group called Five Deuce Hoover Gangster Crip.
Okay, and how old are you?
When it first started, we were in group homes, so I would say 14, 15.
Okay.
And then we would run from the group homes, and eventually it led us to a range 3, range 4 juvenile detention center where you're not escaping, and it's like a prison. And it's actually worse than real prison.
Why is that? Everybody says that.
what
Why
I've
is
heard,
that? Yeah.
yeah.
It is so unruly. First and foremost, you have their kids, and they got time over their head where they're never coming home. And when you have juveniles with time on their life like that, they don't care about their own life. So it is chaos. It's complete chaos. And then the guards even in there are sexually doing things with certain
To the kids.
inmates. Yes, sir. And so also bringing stuff in,
Of course.
you as long as you can get the money to them. Back then Cash App wasn't big when I was, so it was literal cash. You would go to visit, they would have to give you cash. You would get it back, and as long as you gave them cash, you was good. But now it's Cash App, stuff, Venmo, whatever money app you want to use, and you can get anything, and that's in there or in adult
In the
prison.
joint, yeah.
Mhm.
How do you end up in there? What'd you do to get in there?
So it was a series of things. I'm range 3 career criminal.
At 14, 15.
Oh no, not yet.
Okay.
Well,
I was gonna say,
I was
damn,
there
bro.
for I was there for aggravated robbery ×2. There was a restaurant right by my house in East Nashville. This is the beginning of the gentrification, and it was really packed. And a woman came out, and I grabbed her purse, and because of that, that was the first one. And then I ran down the street, and I didn't have a real gun. I was 15, yep. And I pointed it at the neighbor, and for pointing it and telling him to give me his money, which he did. That's aggravated.
So this is all in the same
Night, right? Back to back.
Jeez, man.
Back to back. And then while I'm doing that, they already had a helicopter in the area.
Yeah.
And Vice. And they were already in the area because of the gentrification that's going on. Things are changing. It's not like it used to be. And immediately I ran from them, but they have some type of infrared. There's really no getting away from a helicopter.
No, you cannot outrun
I tried. I went from house to house, empty houses, went in the houses, and they were still there circling. They knew I was there, and the police would show up everywhere where I was at. So I went to juvenile, and from there they sent me to Woodland Hills. But what they do is for a week they just kind of examine you, and then they have a meeting, and they're either going to send you back to a group home or you're going there. Well, in that meeting, just for them to even say, because so much stuff had not been going right for me. First of all, I have a home. Most of the kids didn't have a home. I had a home I could go to. My mom was just tired of me being unruly, right? So for them to even consider that, I showed myself. But it was probably for a reason in the long run. But so I had to go there until I aged out at 19.
Damn. And you see you're, 5 years, 4
Yep.
years, 4.5 years?
Yep.
Jeez.
And
What kind of shit do you see in there? Like,
So from breakfast, there's different dorms, and we all eat breakfast in sections. So it'll go building by building. In each building, there's 4 dorms, and so it would be by building. And there was 3 buildings. The 4th building was the gym, and we were allowed to wear sweats and a hoodie, or sweats, and we had colors, and you could wear whatever color they had. It could be blue, green, lime, gray, but we would just go in lines and go to lunch. But you're subject to see milk being thrown across the guards getting hit with milk when they're not looking.
Oh.
If it's a certain guard, they're going to terrorize them. And that's just the way it is. But they do have respect for ones that are not going to be okay with that. They're going to do something. Some of the guards will beat you up, straight up. That's just what's going to happen. But some of them are kind of like lesser than that. They're not going to do nothing.
A little softer.
Yeah, and trust me, it doesn't matter if they're women. You know what I mean? They're going to terrorize them. And they have log books that they have to go in, like when they go around to do a check. And we have washer and dryers in the pod, so they'll go and put the log book in the washer and turn it on and wash it. It's destroyed. They're not keeping log of nothing. And then that made them get cameras. They didn't have cameras because, and what made them get cameras is them throwing the bar soap that we get. It'd be Dial,
Jeez.
Irish Spring, and can you imagine from across
Getting
the room?
hit with one of those things?
Yeah, it's like a
no.
baseball.
Like a baseball, yeah.
No doubt, 100%. And these are kids that all we do is push-ups. You know what I mean? We're in there working out and stuff, so you
Right.
can imagine. But that's what was going on. And if you got in trouble, you would do whole time. So, and they can only make you do 120 hours, which is 5 days at a time. And then they got to let you out by state law for 24, and then they put you right back. And I did that for 6 months. Yeah.
Does that drive you crazy sitting in there,
Uh,
especially as a kid?
It did. It did, man. Especially when they take you out of the pod and put you in the hallway where it's only action going on in the morning when
Yeah.
school's going on. So, it's not like you can see the pod. Usually it's somewhere where it's behind where the guards are, and then you can see the pod. But no, it's not like that. Like you're in a hallway, and when the lights are out, there's nothing going on until in the morning. And I'm a kid, and I mean, it was that right there is what made me worse.
I don't
There's
see
no
any. I don't see any
rehabilitation.
reformation in there.
And the way that it's designed, I will say there's people that but they were they were favorites by the people the case managers. So because of them being cool with them, of course they're going to get out. But other than that, you're trapped. You're trapped in there with no rehabilitation. None. You have the opportunity to get your GED, which I was so wrapped up in the lifestyle and everything going in there. I didn't care about that. I didn't get it until I was 27 in prison,
Man.
in adult prison.
So what's your mentality? It's just like, fuck it, I'm gonna get through this time, or I'm gonna raise as much plus as I can while I'm in here.
Yep, I knew I was gonna be there until I was 19, so I was gonna raise as much hell, and I was gonna make a name, and I made a name for myself for doing that. No one want to fuck with me if I said something to the guard. Best believe I meant what I said. There's been times when they told me that I had cell restriction, and I said no, I don't, and I really didn't. So what I got my boy, they give you hair grease if you need it. So I got him to put hair grease on my whole body. So whenever they came in there to try to get me, they were not going to be able to get me without a fight. And I'm telling you, it took them forever. They had a guy named Burroughs. He was about 350 pounds, and when he jumped on me, that kind of made me want to be still. But I still was able to get the walkie-talkie with my mouth, the antenna, and let everybody know, from all the pods, they could hear me talking stuff. Everybody heard it. But that was the type of stuff that I did.
That's your mentality.
And what really, my favorite uncle had the same thing. He got a career criminal, went and did a life sentence, the old life sentence, which was 25 years. For stealing a weed eater and a lawnmower. And he was my favorite uncle.
Fuck?
Yeah, 25 years. He did that. Well, he did 14 on 25 and then violated it for the same thing and went back and finished it.
Jesus.
Damn.
The old life sentence. Now it's 51 in Tennessee.
Wow.
So what happens? What happens when you get out of juvie?
So
What,
when
so
I
you're
got
19.
out, my mom and them were finalizing the divorce.
Okay.
And the house sold for $425,000.
That's not bad.
No, it's pretty good, but it's on Zillow right now for $1.2 million.
Man.
That's how much it's changed there in East Nashville. So the house so she's with her boyfriend in Springfield, and my dad's at his mom and dad's where he got the house on Boscobel, which is a hot area in East Nashville. So I got the house. It's just me and the mother of my child.
Okay.
Yep. And we're there, and until we move, we're moving to Georgia because I got a good job offer, doing installation, and that's what I did.
And this is right out of juvenile.
Juvie.
Out of juvenile.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
And are you dabbling in drugs? Are you doing?
Yeah, I did a lot of ecstasy at that point. See, growing up around in my community, I was just a product of my environment.
Yeah.
I was around more African Americans. Like he's African American on my arm, you know.
Okay.
And they're all about they're not going to do it. You know what I mean? We're gonna sell it. We're gonna make this money. You know what I mean? So certain stuff I didn't do. Because of that, but I did do like cocaine, powder, but a lot of them didn't even do that. But crack was like a no, you know what I mean? Like we don't do that. We'll sell it, we don't do it. And so I did that for the longest until me and her started going to the pain doctor. And when we went to the pain doctor, that was a different game.
Are you still gangbanging and all this stuff in between?
In the midst of all that.
Okay.
So and most of the guys that I'm gangbanging with are from a street called Straightway, which is right up from my. So even though my house is in a historical area and it's nice, you just go. This is just how it is in the city. You go a couple blocks over.
Yeah, you're in
and
the
it's,
hood.
and it's not. It's not the same.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where it's not completely gentrified. Like it's still over here. You know, like you're smack dab in it. You know, I'm 10 minutes from downtown.
How do you like make a living for yourself? Are you say you are working a legitimate job or just
Oh, I'm working a
straight shit?
legit. No, I'm working, and then I was going to the pain doctor and selling all my pain pills, making a killing.
How'd
you know?
that idea come about?
So I got down to my last $500, and my guy that I was a tattoo artist that I was incarcerated with, he ended up being a good buddy of mine. He told me where to go, and it was about $250 for the MRI, which is going to be a bogus diagnosis. It said I had scoliosis. I do not have scoliosis, although I do have a fractured spine now. But and then so you go and do that from Premier Radiology.
Is
right?
this in Tennessee?
Yeah.
Okay, so you didn't have to go to Florida or anything.
No.
Okay.
No. And then I went to him, gave him $250 cash, and he gave me 120 Roxy 30s.
Damn.
He gave me 60 Adderalls. He gave me 60 Blue Football Xanaxes, and he gave me 60 Opana 7.5.
Damn.
That's what I started.
That's a hell of a.
Oh, and ibuprofen and Neurontin for the narcotic. Before it was it's a narcotic now.
yeah. You're talking about, yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
Sorry, have you dabbled in these at all, or you just my mom
No,
would sell them?
So I would break up the opiates in whenever you got to pee every time you go.
Okay.
Okay, so I would break it up in there and have it ready. But I did take the Adderall. That was my thing.
Okay.
So everything else, and Xanax is here and there, but everything else, I didn't want to take the opiates. I didn't like the way it made me feel.
Man.
Until later on in life.
Yeah.
You know.
So
But
you're selling the whole script.
yeah, I'm making bread.
I
you know?
bet, dog.
Yeah, we were making plenty of money.
What are Roxy's going for at the time?
What I was doing is I was doing them $18 a piece.
Okay. Pretty good.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. What year are we talking?
This is in 2010 or 11.
Okay.
Yep. That's about right.
Yeah.
How long does that go on? How long does the script
Well,
last?
it kept going on to until it was $1 a milligram.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the way until then, and then it stopped because we moved to Georgia,
Okay.
and the pills down there don't go for what it does in Tennessee. I would have to go to Kentucky or Tennessee to get them off because
They're just more regular,
Yeah.
more common out there.
And this is before you had to worry about it being pressed with the fake stuff,
Yeah.
and all that stuff. So I couldn't make no money down there. Well, I run out of Adderall, and come to find out, I moved from East Nashville into East Griffin, Georgia, and so 24 people ended up after me being there for a few months. 24 people got indicted on the RICO. Yeah, so I ran out of Adderall. I went to my neighbor, and he said, I got something way better. Come to find out, he's the plug on methamphetamine. I've never even seen it. So he gave me a bunch of them. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, it's like Molly. Well, I did
That's
it.
what it's like, Mom.
So I did a whole gram, not knowing.
At one
Like,
time?
my
The first
I
time?
consumed it. First time ever.
A gram.
Yeah, me and her.
Buddy.
Dude, we were up for forever. But after
Days,
that, it was
yeah.
no looking back. We
You
were
love
like,
it though? Like
yeah, it
you're
was way
good
better.
with that?
Yeah, it was way better. Yeah, she only liked them too. She didn't like those. But when we stayed up for that long, we started taking the opiates because of the pain. And then that's when those kicked in. And she ended up leaving me like 3 months later. I started grabbing her and being a little more aggressive.
Yeah.
And so she left me with my son, left everything. And 3 months later, I'm at home eating dinner because I moved back to Tennessee. I'm at home eating dinner with my family. And on the news, it's my son in his Halloween costume, her mugshot, and his mugshot, where he's been life-flighted from blunt force trauma, and he wouldn't have made it. And he's 70% not going to make it. He lived in the hospital for a year.
What happened to him?
It never came out in trial.
Huh. So you go back to Florida. She's with the kid now.
No,
or not Florida.
Tennessee.
Tennessee. She's with the kid now.
And this happened in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
And you see on the news.
And the guy is my arch enemy. Like,
the new boyfriend
from my past, and she knows this.
And they never.
And she took 10 grand with me. Like she drained everything and just dipped.
Wow.
Left me down there.
And they never found out what happened to your kid. Like
Never, because it didn't come out. It's called an Arthur's plea, and it's a Commonwealth state, so they do what they want to there. And they got their charges at 20%.
What does that mean? Like you only do 20%
So you only
of the
do
time?
20%, and then you get out. So I had to write the parole people when it was time for him to get out. So he had to stay at least 2 more years.
So he did something to the kid.
He did 4 years out of 13.
But he did something to the kid.
Jeez.
And she did, yeah, it was him that did it. Blunt force trauma. Hip perforated bowel. Like, he was internally bleeding and pulled his hair out by the root, cigarette burns, bruising all around his groin area. Like he was hurt bad.
Wow.
And I just bought him clothes, and he has a son the same age. So this is when I knew, you know what I wanted to do.
I absolutely
Right.
do.
I kind of lost it, and that's when I went to prison. But when I was in prison, I asked, because I thought about it every day, it consumed me. And I asked him to help me forgive him.
Good. You're a better man than I am.
And you know what? I forgave him. I don't know what I would do if I seen him. I would probably put my hands on him. Probably, right?
Yeah.
But I am confident that I have forgave him because it doesn't affect
It
me
doesn't
the
eat
way.
you alive anymore?
No.
What do you go to prison for?
Where did he go?
No, what did you go?
You.
You
Oh,
said.
so the last time.
Not
so-
this first time, the one you were just talking about, when you forgave the guy.
Okay, so that was for I went on a crime spree.
Okay.
That was when the stuff happened with my son. A guy, we were in Silverados. We were in a bar, and he had a nice truck, and he was talking stuff and this and that. Well, he set his keys on the bar. I went out. He had the key fob. Got in his truck and went and committed crimes with his truck.
Okay.
And
What are
it
you
was
doing?
on the
Just-
news.
You just doing robberies? What are you doing?
Robberies. Yeah, I was doing anything. I went into Bass Pro and I broke into 18 cars in the parking lot.
Jesus.
Found a 357, an XD40. I went in, got a stolen credit card from one of the cars, and I bought ammunition and put it in a backpack. And they got me for all that. They see
You just
they,
went fucking
I'm on
nuts,
the news
bro.
that I'm armed and dangerous. I just got a bag of ammunition, and before that, I robbed one of my dealers that had the meth.
Yeah.
And I just told them, look, sorry, this is going on. Give it to me. They did, of course. I just showed it to them. I didn't try to, because they would have had
Yeah.
a heart attack,
Right.
So, of course, it was a lot. And I'm in this stolen truck, and I didn't know what to do. So I had did all this stuff. I said, if I don't turn myself in, they're going to kill me.
Mm-hmm.
I called my dad. I told him what I'm doing. I gave him the stuff. I don't know what he did with it. I'm sure he threw it away. He was probably like, he's 70. He just turned 75. He's probably, what is this shit?
What in the blue
Yeah.
fuck
What
is
is
this?
this? He had no idea. But he did what I said, and I laid down in the driveway because I've been up for a minute, and I gave him the guns and put them away. And I laid down until they got there.
I was going to ask if this is all drug fueled.
Oh,
like
yeah.
this whole.
And it started because of the stuff with my son. She put an order of protection on me. When I went to the hospital to see him when he was dying, they arrested me. You know what I
That's
mean?
ironic, isn't it?
I wanted to go where he was at, and I wanted to get in trouble. So I could go where he was at.
Yeah.
All these thoughts are going through my head. And not only that, she put an order of protection on me so I couldn't call to see if he was okay. I seen these stuff on pictures before then, little bruises and stuff, but I'm thinking he's a boy.
Yeah.
He's just a boy. No. This has been going on for a while.
What did they send you to on this little spree?
Okay, so I went to the county, and because of my priors and stuff, check this out. Out of the 18 cars I broke into,
Yeah.
no one came to press charges. No one.
Doesn't surprise me.
And because I had the key to the car, they didn't get me. They gave me 2 years to serve 10 months, 24 days to do.
Okay.
Yep.
So you're pretty lucky.
Yep, I jumped on it immediately.
Hell yeah.
I didn't want to fight it.
Wow. Is that your first adult prison experience?
No. The first time I went for is 3 aggravated assaults with a deadly weapon and aggravated robbery for shooting at the car and for robbing the person, which I didn't do, which got broke down to accessory after the fact.
What's the craziest shit you saw in adult prison?
It's usually when someone's in debt. And it doesn't matter if it's commissary, it doesn't matter what it is. And a lot of times when people break line, it's when you gotta set whatever that is, and they're on the way to the shower. If you break line, if you get in front of them or anything like that, you're gonna get dealt with, especially if you're not affiliated. A guy who was on someone's paperwork, these 2 guys had life, but they didn't care if it was their paperwork or not. He's on someone's paperwork. So they stabbed him. He got stabbed probably 15 times.
Damn.
And when it was going out of his neck and him trying to hold it, the guards ran. You're not getting help in there. So
They ran away from
they're
the
out of
yeah.
here. They're out of here. They're not helping you.
Nah.
No.
I worked at a correctional facility, and the amount of pussies that
our guards is unfucking believable.
Yep.
Like, I heard a code, you just run to the fucking code. You run
Yep.
to where you're supposed to fucking
100%.
go. But a lot of people are just walking and scared,
Yep.
and it's crazy.
You doing the gang stuff in prison too?
Oh yeah.
What's that look like? Because they have some pretty like
Well,
for a
first
normal
off, me
person
being
the
a white boy,
politics. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm a white guy in a black gang.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I wasn't going to be with the whites. They're the bottom of the totem pole. Believe it or
Okay.
not, we're not in Cali. You know what I mean? And a lot of people ain't gonna like me saying this, but from Cali to Tennessee, I call it country cripping. We do what we want to do.
Okay.
We bang different. You know what I mean? And me being a white boy, of course, I got to go the extra mile. But the more I did that and the more I got close to God, I started seeing I'm living a lie. At the end of the day, I'm banging. Okay, they can kill me, but can they take my soul? Nah. So who am I serving? Am I serving them or am I going to serve God? You can't straddle the fence. You know what I mean?
Can't serve two masters, man.
Period. So I chose this is the route I'm taking, and I'll take any consequence that comes along with this.
You decide this in the joint?
Yep.
Wow. And that, what? How do you do?
And
How do you?
so when I go to shake up and I tell them, oh, it ain't nothing with me, and they're like, damn, what happened? No, it ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a child of God.
So it's like one day you're with them, right? And then you come in the next day, you're just like, hey.
I've done enough though. I've done went hard. I've done.
You did your,
Yeah,
you did
know
your
what I'm saying?
work, yeah.
And at the end of the day, a white guy, you really ain't gonna be nothing. Anyways, you're gonna put in work. If anything happens, go handle this, go handle that. That's just what it is. You know what I mean? It's part of it. But still, guess what? I know I'm with some people that they're the top of the totem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So worth it, yeah.
Yeah. If I need something, they're gonna make sure I'm straight. You know what I mean? They got the guards where they need them and they're in their back pocket. It's good. We're good. You know, everybody has a phone.
Mm-hmm. So is that your last? When did you decide to get out? Is that your last prison sentence?
No, the last one was when I felony evading. I did 6 of 85.
Okay. So you, what do you get for all the robbery? You said 10 months.
10 months, 24 days.
24 days. Okay. And then you've got out of the gang at this point in this prison sentence.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I had to.
So what's the game plan when you get out of that 10 months? Like, all right, I'm gonna get my stuff together. Like, what are you thinking?
So I had it set up to where I went to a place called Men of Valor.
Okay.
It's a 1-year discipleship program.
Okay.
They get you acclimated with society. They get you all the bridges you burnt. They help you rekindle these fires with these people. And they really just teach you how to be a law-abiding citizen. You know what I mean? And they teach you about Jesus.
Is it like a CBCF type deal? Cognitive behavioral therapy?
It's a non-profit organization. And they said they would never take state fundings. Now they do. Now it's all about this.
It's always about that, man.
And now it's went commercial, bro. It had more one-on-one when I went through it.
It's a business.
It's a business.
Yep.
I promise you, it has lost the
Most
mark.
of them are businesses.
Everything, look, it's lost the mark where they're at, and I don't have no shame in saying this. It has lost the mark, but I will say it is transforming men's lives. I cannot deny that. So that is great, and that's where I see Jesus in the men.
And you do the whole year program?
Yes.
Okay.
1-year disciple. It's the toughest thing I've ever done. Yeah, I did that.
Is it a snitch camp? Snitch camp, everybody telling on each other for shit.
Oh yeah, you better know it. And then you got people thinking that they can do that to get somewhere, but really, when they're hip to that, so whenever these people start doing that, they're the ones that drug test.
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing this? Stop.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
This is your brother. It says in the Bible, it says if your brother sins against you, go to him. It says if he doesn't listen, then go get another brother. And then if that other brother he doesn't still listen, you go get the church. And then if he doesn't listen, it says throw him. Well, he ain't nothing. Let him go. You know, so there's a process in doing that.
Okay.
But you made it through the whole thing.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. So how do you end up back in prison for another 10?
Okay, so this is later on when I made it through it. That's the first time I didn't make it through it.
Okay.
6 months in, my girl that I was with at that time, she was a heroin seller and heroin user, and she was from outer county in Nashville, and she had so much clientele. It was ridiculous. For that little county, there's a lot of money, and heroin was a big thing. It just hit like boom, and she had the best. So I just left. She had plenty of money. She loved me. She was going to take care of me, and I was good.
Sounds great, right?
And I went right back.
Yeah, good deal.
Do you evolve into heroin?
I did then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got off. You were
Meth
on the.
was my thing from Georgia. Remember?
Yeah.
And then, of course, once you've been up for a minute, you got to have something.
You got to come down,
Come
man.
down.
Yeah. So I started out with a little bit on my hand, and then one day I couldn't get up. I needed a vacuum and straighten up the room. She put some on my hand. I could get up. I knew I was dope sick right then. I was addicted physically to this substance.
You ever switched to IV use?
That's what once I got to that point, I did that. That's what she did, and I said I would never do a drug anyway different.
There's no going back after that. Yeah.
It's
I was
totally.
I was done, and that's when I really spiraled because I ended up doing daily. I had to have at least a half a gram of ice, 3 shots, and a tenth of H mixed, and that's what I needed. Until I chewed up 2 Xanax bars. I was with some people. They threw me out of the car, and a Metro officer found me, picked me up, took me to the hospital. I was in there for 5 days. They had these things on my leg to keep me from getting blood clots, and the doctor said, "What are you doing?" And I told him, and he said, "I don't care if you have smoked 5 packs of cigarettes a day. Please stop what you're doing." And I thought about it, and when I got out, I went right back.
Right back to it.
Doing. And he already let me know that I had an issue with my heart. One of the arteries on it, it was starting to get clogged, and it's just really from working so hard, because the uppers and downers together,
Yeah.
And of course, that's what I just thought I was going to do for the rest of my life. I allowed the troubles that I've had, and I had so much self-pity. I was wallowing in so much self-pity, feeling sorry for myself, and things ain't going my way. Nothing's happening right for me. I wasn't putting in any energy to make it, though, and then I just wanted to fall in my lap, but I would just wallow in that, and that's just what kept me going. I would get high, and it made me numb. It made me forget about the situation with my son. It made me forget about everything. I didn't care. If I wanted some money, I knew I could go and steal this truck, back up to a trailer, and it could have a lot of work equipment, and I would pull off and make enough money to have me good for a month. And that's what I would do.
And now you were just happy with that existence.
And I was good.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed the rush. I enjoyed everything about it. The whole process, just like the process of getting high. Once I was introduced to that, it was the process. It was a process, and I was a slave to it.
And that ends. You end up back in prison.
Oh yeah,
because of that, right?
Yeah, I was in a stolen car. The girl I was with, we got in an argument, and we were downtown. It was during COVID. First off,
okay.
Nobody's
out.
No one is out. I've never seen this in my life, and it just so happens to be an undercover car that heard her scream. And the reason why she screamed is because I reached in her bra and took the dope back that I gave her. I said, "Look, you don't." I let her know that she doesn't care about anything I do for her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And I took my shit back. Oh, she wasn't having it. She screamed at the top of her lungs.
Okay.
She was mad. And we're on the rooftop of a loft. You know what I mean? And I guess it echoed good. And he heard it. As soon as we pulled out from the parking garage down on the bottom, he was behind us. I was in a Ford Focus.
It's a stolen truck, you said?
Your car.
Our car?
It did not belong to me.
Okay.
And I promise from downtown all the way to the area where it was, the pedal was on the floor, and the car caught on fire.
Your car?
Not my car. Whoever
the car you were in.
It caught on fire.
Wow. So you're running immediately.
And all the stuff that was in it, thank God it caught on fire. I'm thankful for it. It needed to catch on fire. But where I got to this one point, the police were like, "No way, I'm not doing this." And I did it. And by the grace of God, I landed and lost. My clothes ripped, my shoes went different directions, but I landed. And
time out. So you're on the run from the cops, right? And what do you fucking drive off?
No. I got out of the car.
Okay.
And jumped off.
And jumped.
And the bridge that she wouldn't do it either. She said it's gonna break my leg. She stayed. And,
wow.
And they wanted to shoot me when I was running. They said, "Put the gun down." I didn't have a gun. I'm running. She said, "He doesn't have a gun." If it wasn't for her saying that,
he'd probably dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were mad because I made it.
How big a fall you think it was?
Every bit of 25 feet.
And you didn't hesitate at all? You just,
no.
I'm going.
Can't hesitate.
Taking my chance.
Nope. Yep.
Wow. And then what happens when you hit?
Okay, so I land, and then I come back across the street. Check this out. A guy who I was locked up with, literally, I get into a dumpster at a Red Roof Inn. I'm way at the bottom. Bags are busting on me, and it just dripping. I mean, I'm detoxing off heroin.
Oh, golly.
Listen, but I forgot I had like $3,000 in my pocket. So look, this guy, he opens the thing up just to get some boxes and sees me. He said, "I didn't know you were homeless." I said, "Man, I'm in a bad spot, right?" He gave me the jacket off of his back. I'll never forget this, and pointed at a cab. I went to that cab and got a ride home to my mom's, right? So then I ended up later on going to prison.
You did all that while dope sick.
Dope sick.
Brother, that sounds
Terrible.
absolutely terrible.
Very. And the meth, I'm eating all the drugs I can before the.
Yeah.
I'm throwing everything, doing what I can. And then this guy, man, for him to just lift it, of all people, a guy who I was locked up with, in his hustle, because he was homeless, he always drew cards and I would buy them from him so he could have some commissary. And then he gave me I was so cold. It was daytime. The sun's out, but I was detoxing. And he gave me his coat off of his back. Check this out. I get out of prison. I go to that program and I see him in that same area. I give him $150. The dope man is coming around. He immediately gives it to him, but I don't care. I gave him that, and I feel like whatever you do, brother.
That's on you.
fine.
Yeah, it's on you.
But what you did for me,
Yeah.
I'll never forget, And I told him, I said, listen, if he can change me, he can change you. I said, you remember me being in that dumpster? Look at me now, And I've been walking that walk, I mean, it's not easy. I still sin daily. I don't treat my woman I'm with the best, She has some flaws, and I've capitalized on hers, and she's capitalized on mine. We're supposed to leave to go to Wilmington, North Carolina, in like 5 days. Her daughter's going to the Air Force August the 18th. My son, he's 14. I send him a message every day. I got him a couple baseball bats. He's an athlete, but where I was incarcerated, and they brainwashed him.
You did what, 10 years, that last
All in
piece?
all.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Really, 12, yeah.
Okay.
Including the juvenile, yeah.
And when the last time you go to prison, are you back in the game? What are you doing?
No.
You stay out the way?
No, but there was some people that just were super disrespectful about it, and they were the opposition, and I got in a fight. And of course, my homeboys, even though I wasn't right, they still rode with me. You know what I mean? And it was over the phone. He called me a bitch, and I don't care who you are. In there, you let somebody call you a bitch and you don't do nothing?
Can't say that.
Nah. So
I never understood that, though, because, like,
it's just one of them things.
it's just that, it's just the one,
like,
I've been called, I've heard people call people so much worse, and it's fine. You say bitch.
Yeah, he called me a bitch.
It's on.
He liked the officer. She was from Memphis, and she flirted with everybody. So as soon as he fucking was at the panel looking at her, I did a skip and a hop and hit his ass so hard, knocked him completely out.
Right in front of his girlfriend.
In front of the girlfriend. And then she tried to spray me. I was going to do the same thing to her, but I didn't. But one of his homeboys walked up. He was just trying to help him. Knocked him out.
Damn.
Boom. Easy. And then all my homeboys just went ahead and rode on all the other ones. They weren't even trying to ride. And they're not I'm not affiliated, but just because of that bond, that brotherhood, like, they're the opposition. You know what I mean? No matter what, at the end of the day. And it's sad that it's like that, but it's true. And, so I did what I had to do, went to the hole, and it was in January, the coldest. They only turn the air on in there, and you get one blanket. It's
Terrible.
It's not good. And I'm in the hole, man, and I'm trying to move. My feet are so cold. I got all my socks on, my extra jumpsuit on, towels, whatever I can do. I've put toilet paper in the window. They tell me to take it down. I tell them to do it, because they're not, the only way they can come in is unless you get handcuffed. I'm out. I'm in the hole, So, but I got my commissary the day I was supposed to go, so I got to get my commissary and bring it in with me. Thank God. I'm trying to make it stretch those 30 days. It didn't work, but yeah. I mean, I learned then, though, that I'm a career criminal.
Explain that.
Okay, so that means I'm a range 3. That means the lowest felony is going to get me 15. A gun,
even if you have stupid.
It doesn't matter.
So no matter what.
No more.
3 strikes, you're done for at least 15 years.
A gun is mandatory minimum 15 to life, whatever they choose to give me.
Yeah,
in the feds. So I don't even look at guns no more.
What about just like a dumb felony? Like, I don't know what the...
Okay, in Virginia, they got a felony that if you go over 86, it's a felony now.
So that could end up
that
giving
right
you
there
15
could
years.
give me 10 years.
That's crazy, man.
Yep.
Do you live your life in fear?
No. Because, I'm telling you, man, I know what I can and what I can't do, and I'm not going to do it.
He's the most law-abiding citizen nowadays,
no doubt.
man.
Hey, I go to church. When I get to Wilmington, I'm gonna get plugged in at AA, and I go to the gym. And I work. What else could I do?
There's nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else could I do?
You got a routine.
When
you
did
got a
when did you
schedule.
get out the last time?
20 and 21.
Okay, so let's talk about your life since then, right?
Okay.
No drugs since.
Well, I've dabbled. I don't count mushrooms as a drug, so I've messed with the mushrooms a couple times, had a great time. Um, I've done acid once, and the wifey, she said no, no more to that. It's not natural. She's real wholesome, and I was like, okay, cool. So we just here and there. Really, it's just me here and there. I might get a little trippy with the psilocybin, but other than that, it would be like a microdose, unless it's really however I feel. Like when I go to Wilmington, I want to go to the beach and I want to trip. I don't care. The first time I've seen the ocean, I've been nowhere, and now that I've gotten this company that really helped me skip a few years up, they got me down as a journeyman.
What kind of company we're talking?
It's called tradesman.
Okay, so what kind of you doing, like electric work?
Yeah, getting paid 33 an hour, and just turned down 60 an hour in Harrisonburg.
Not bad for a guy fresh out the joint a couple years ago. Yeah,
no doubt. Yeah, my checks like with the per diem are like 2,800 a week.
That's pretty crazy, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty
And
good.
if it wasn't for me, we wouldn't really be able to make this move. And like I sacrificed that. It's hard on the relationship traveling, but I plan on being local in Wilmington. And if things don't if she's not happy, then I'm gonna have to get me a 1 bedroom. And I know I'm on the right path, because no matter what, if we're together or not, all I know I have to do is put one foot in front of the other and do the right thing. So I'm hoping that she sees that. But if not, then I can't allow her to dictate.
Drag you down.
Yeah, I can't let her dictate me to say F it, because I've been suicidal before. I've been really depressed to the point of like I don't even want to be here.
Yep.
So I can't allow that to mess me up. Like I have to make sure that I'm focused, because if not, then that is going to bring me down.
Yep.
And I'm a codependent guy too. I wear my heart on my sleeve. And when I try to get into some deep conversation, I don't think she's really understanding. Like I'm a soft guy, man. I really am. I'm an emotional dude. But and that was the whole thing. My whole life, I had to be the opposite.
Yeah, had to be the tough guy.
Yeah, no one would have never known how hard, how soft I am.
Right.
No one. And so now I can be me.
What do you do with that? What suggestion would you give to somebody that lived the life you lived?
To take every opportunity to show love to somebody, and to show that just because you've been there doesn't mean that's who you are. You can change. You can literally change. There's neural pathways in your brain that are dug in from one way of living, but if you try, you can actually cross those over and make new ones and do something different. But you have to give it 100%. If you don't give it 100%, don't expect 100%. You know what I mean? And you're going to have, everything's not going to be peaches and cream, but I promise you this, you're going to live a better life no matter what. Stay clean, work at it hard, give it 100%, find something to do, reasonable goals, find a hobby, and do your best at it. Like, if you're not going to have a good tight schedule and you're just thinking you're just going to be in limbo and go with the ways of the world, hey, I can guarantee you within 3 years, you'll be back in prison. 3 years. It's statistically shown. If you complete the program I was in, you have a 13% of recidivism rate.
It's low.
Yeah, you know what I mean. 85% of men are more than likely going to return within 3 years.
Yeah.
You better change something. You better fix something and not think that you could still do anything from your past. It has to be completely different. You have to turn a complete opposite way and cut off some of your dearest friends, even if you love them. If they're not willing to change, then you have to find new friends. Period.
Yep.
Bravo, sir. I'm pleasantly impressed, bro.
Yeah. Congrats on everything.
Yeah, you've done. Keep
Seriously.
the change, bro. And like I said, I always tell people, if I can do it, anybody can do it. If you can do it, anybody can do it,
Yes.
right?
If I can do it, listen.
We're not special.
No, if I can do it, I promise. Listen, because I thought I was going to live. I thought I was going to gangbang and do drugs until I died. That's what I thought of my life. Now I care about my credit. Now I want a barn dominium. Now I want chickens. I want to be able to have somebody beside me that has the same goals, and I want to live. And I could care less about what the world says. Although I do want to start a athlete, like a page that's only for working out, because if you see the before pictures and the after, but I'm going to tell them the truth about the gear. Most people you see online that are saying they're
natural,
natty,
yeah.
they're lying. There's only a couple body like makeups in the world, and yeah, genetically some people can, but 90% no. They're doing some type of what I call some type of performance enhancing. I can't just say what kind for sure, but they're doing something. And 99.9% it's injectable. You know what I mean? Let's be real. They're not getting big like that off creatine.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I'm not gonna lie. But it's a staple for men. When you become 35, it naturally plummets. So you should get testosterone. That's what makes a man. And it does make you stronger, keeps you cut, naturally gives you abs. It's a real thing. It makes your torso hard. So yeah, why not? You know what I mean?
You can do it, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've done way harder shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
doubt.
Starting a little channel about fitness doesn't seem that hard in
No.
comparison, right?
Right.
Right.
Man.
Yeah. And I would like to help people and tell them, hey, you know, I've first off, drugs and working out, you can't combine them together. It's not going to work.
No.
You
Yeah.
got to choose one of them. Now I will be honest, marijuana before you go in, if you're wanting that mind to muscle, that's what makes a strong man and a bodybuilder different. Just lifting the weight, you're a strong man. But focusing on that muscle, that's a bodybuilder. So if you want to do that, that can actually help you. I can say that it's helped me.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think Arnold did it as well.
Oh.
And yeah, anything he does, I believe, will get you there. Look at me. You know, it speaks for itself. Look
Yeah,
at him.
look at him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
So,
dude, thank you so much for coming on,
Yes,
man.
sir.
I very
We
much appreciate it.
appreciate it,
Good
man.
luck on your trip to Georgia, and yeah, go
Your
change
journey.
change the world, man.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.